Friday, July 6, 2018, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So today I'm going to continue to expose the central banks, and they've given me a lot of ammunition for that today. And why do I say that? Well, it's the general manager of the BIS, Agustin Carstens, aka Fat Bastard. He's actually admitted that only bankers or central bankers can counterfeit money and create money out of nothing. This is in response to a question by a Swiss reporter from the Basler Zeitung about cryptocurrencies. So he actually admits that, and it's in plain sight. Of course, the mainstream media, CNBC, Fox News, or Bloomberg, they're not going to cover that. But I will. So before I go into this story and a little bit about the BIS, let's quickly look at what the markets are doing. Today should be an interesting day for the markets. Why do I say that? Well, we've got that non-farm payroll number, US jobs data, hypothetical jobs data at 8:30 a.m. New York time or 1:30 London. Non-farm payroll is expected to go by a hypothetical 200,000. Why do I say hypothetical? Well, because it's only a survey. Average hourly earnings, that's one component you should look at. That's expected to be 0.3. If that's 0.4 or 0.5, that could be negative for the markets. That could mean the Fed might raise interest rates a bit quicker. Unemployment rate, 3.8%. We know that it's basically a lie. It's just a manufactured number. It doesn't count people who've given up working. That number is more like 20%, according to Shadow Stats and John Williams. So it's just before 8:30. So the markets this morning are spot gold, $12.55, down $2.30. Range has been $12.52.70 to $12.59. Silver 1602 right now, down 3. Range has been 1594 to 1609. So they precious metals have rebounded from the low of the week, but they've been kept. You can see where they want to. The master counterfeiters, aka central banks and their bullion banks. You can see where they want to keep the real value of money at the moment. It's like 1260 and 1615. They don't want their fiat money to go below those levels, or the precious metals to go above that level. The Dow right now is down 26, 24,325. S&P down 2. So stock market's not doing much. NASDAQ basically unchanged. The future at 7,100. Currency-wise, same story. Very quiet. Sterling 132.26, up 5 pips. That's insignificant. Euro is up 15 pips, or 0.1% at 117.05. The dollar is basically unchanged against the yen as well, 110.56. Crude oil, they've been able to keep it, I guess, below that 73, 74 level. We've drifted back down now, WTI, to 71.71. It's unchanged, though, overnight. So, what's this about then? The BIS chief admits that the central banks and the bankers, the bullion banks, the banks that are part of the system, that they create money out of thin air and they're counterfeiters. Well, he has. So I'll put the link below to this article in the description, and you can read it. But what caught my attention was that this part of the interview, and it says, glance, and that's Agustin Carstens talking to this reporter. And I quote, "Glance back into the past and you see that creating gold or money," so he admits that gold is money, right? "From nothing has been a regular obsession. It never worked." That's right, Mr. Carsten. Even the greatest Great physicist Isaac Newton was at one point in his life obsessed by alchemy and the idea of making gold. Yeah, I knew that. He was very successful in a number of fields, but in this one he failed. Of course, you can't create gold out of thin air. You got to mine it. You got to find it, and you can't turn other metals into gold. Newton ended up as head of the British Mint. That's right, the Royal Mint, I would say. Why, he says, because he could detect at once if a coin was counterfeit. After he failed in his attempt to make gold, he switched sides and sent counterfeiters to prison. So my message to young people would be, stop trying to create money. Well, one thing he doesn't say, though, Mr. Carstens, if you... I guess you don't realize that you guys don't use gold anymore, even though you do keep some gold, that you just create the money out of thin air, paper money, and that you are actually counterfeiting. Is that why you need to manipulate the price of real money every day so that people don't realize that you guys are a fraud? And you're actually doing what Isaac Newton did? Well, at least Isaac Newton was trying to turn something real, maybe lead or other metals into gold. But you guys don't even don't even do that. You just do it out of thin air, and you expect us to believe that you have real money. And he goes on to say as well that central banks have earned credibility over the last few hundred years. And that's rubbish, because they have no credibility with me. So he's trying to denigrate, of course, cryptocurrency, saying young people should stick to doing other things because only bankers can do counterfeit. Only bankers can create gold out of nothing, which is what they do. That's why they manipulate the price indirectly, because the free market would know if they didn't manipulate the price of gold that their paper is fraudulent, there's nothing behind it, and that they're basically counterfeiters and they're alchemists. So to all those people out there like Bob Moriarty or Keith Weiner who say there's no manipulation of gold and silver, please read this article and you will understand why. And also to Harry Dent, who says, considers gold just a commodity, that it's in a bubble. I'm sorry, Mr. Dent, you've got no clue. So what else does he say? He says cryptocurrencies do not fulfill any of the three purposes of money. Well, nor does paper money. It's not real. Anyway, they are neither a good means of payment nor a good unit of account, nor are they suitable as a store of value. They fail dramatically on each of those counts. Well, I would argue, actually, that even though, of course, I'm a proponent of sound money, gold and silver, I would say that cryptocurrencies at least have some value compared to the bankers' fiat money fraudulent scheme. At least some of the cryptocurrencies have to be mined. Take some effort. Or in the case of the proof of stake ones, there are applications behind it. They're serving a purpose. But in the end of the day, that's why I believe in precious metals, and I think it's the place to be. I do hold some cryptocurrencies as a speculative investment. But he's basically, fat bastard here is basically admitted, yeah, we are a fraud, we are counterfeiters, and we manipulate the price of gold. Of course, he didn't say that directly, but there you go. So how do you learn a little more about the BIS then? Well, I recommend this book called The Tower of Basel by Adam Libor. For those of you who don't know, just briefly, the BIS was created by an international treaty in 1930. It is based in Switzerland and Basel, but it's basically a sovereign nation or sovereign country entity. It has, the Swiss authorities cannot investigate it. They're above the law anywhere in the world. the central bankers, when they go there every other month for meetings, the head of the central banks, they carry diplomatic passports. So now you understand, if you're the top criminal in the world and you have the power to counterfeit and manipulate the price of money, you need protection. You need to be above the law. And that's the BIS and their agent central banks and their agent commercial banks, the whole corrupt banking system. And he's admitted it. So yeah, they think they can create this out of thin air, but no, you have to hold it. It's real. And it can't be made out of lead either, of course. So there you have it. Agustin Carstens, aka Fat Bastard, general manager of the BIS, admits that central bankers and bankers counterfeit real money or gold. He even admits it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it far and wide. We want people to know about this, of course, to know that the monetary system is a fraud. Follow me on DTube, Steemit, and on Twitter. I wish you a good day, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.